Man, you already know what it is. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, and we're back. Early morning stuff. Long weekend. So today, we're going to talk about the most dangerous places in prison. The places that if somebody wants to get you, they're going to get you. Places that you really can't avoid. You're going to find yourself there. And if somebody wants you, that's where they're going to find you. You know, you can try everything in your power to avoid trouble, to avoid this, to avoid that. The penitentiary is nothing but trouble. Everywhere you look, there's trouble. There's a gang here. There's a gang there. Gangs over there. This gang runs that phone. This gang runs that. That gang runs that. Trouble is all around you. You're not going to be able to avoid it. The only way you will avoid it is if you can take being disrespected on the chin and say, oh, well, he called me this. Oh, well, he did this. Oh, well. If you got the, oh, well, it's okay attitude, you might not get hurt. But if you do end up in a bad situation and somebody wants to get at you and get away with it, today we're going to discuss the most dangerous places inside the prison and how it goes down. You know I done seen it. You know I done lived it. So let's relive it. Real quick update before we do today's video. Merch is out. There's a link in the description. Go check it out. There's a lot more coming. I wanted to do something a little different with the merch than what I see everybody else doing. Merchandise is a way of your fans, your subs, showing support. It's a way for you to advertise your venue, your channel. What I wanted to do with merch was not just make it something that's mine, something original, but I also wanted to make it something that people could wear in everyday life and it not be YouTube relatable. Something with a message, something that somebody sees you wearing and be like, yo, that shit's hot. Where'd you get that at? You know what I mean? Like, what store did you buy that at? My merch is way different than everything that is out right now. It's clothing that you can wear in everyday life. Somebody sees a little Jay Williams, Let's Live Life tag on it and be like, oh, the hell is that? Like, who is that? Who made that? Where did you get that? That's the merch I'm putting out. And even with doing that, you're going to have there's some dumb ass people in the world. One of these idiots left a comment saying, why's it got to be a white guy? That's racist. So you're saying white guys are monsters? Something along the lines of that. Then he left another comment saying it wouldn't have mattered what color he was. It's racist. I got the overall message. You are an idiot. Like, no matter if it would have been a black guy, it would have been racist. If it would have been a white guy, it would have been racist. No matter what, it's racist. If you think like that, then chances are you are the one that's racist. My wife is Spanish. My son is mixed. My grandson is mixed. I don't know what y'all want me to do, man. I love everybody except for stupid ass people. I ain't got no time or patience for the dumb people. Anyways, let's get into the purpose of today's video. Most dangerous places inside the prison. Let's go. There are certain places you don't want to get to fighting. In fighting and conflict and any type of beef, your main goal is to get your point across. And secondly, to get away with it. You don't want to get locked up behind what's going on. I've seen guys fight right in the middle of the pod. Some consider that a check-in move. Check-in meaning you're doing that knowing that the guards are going to see it, knowing that the guards are going to come running, and they're going to save your ass before homeboy can dust you off. Go ahead, punch him in his face a couple times, run around in circles, and before he catches you, the guards come in, you got your thing off, now you're both going to the hole. So it's never a good idea to handle any type of conflict out in the day room, in the middle of a dorm, in the sight of the officers, because you're going to most likely go to the hole. Now, if you see a window of opportunity and you got one of those guards that just don't care or isn't paying attention, and you know that dude's not going to fully, let this turn into a fist fight, he's just going to take it on the chin, then do your thing. Another place you do not want to get into it at is the chow hall. And you would be surprised how many fights, stabbings, assaults take place in the chow hall. And the reason for that being, that's the one place where people congregate. That's the one place where you're likely to run into somebody you got problems with that you usually wouldn't see. Y'all might not be in the same building, but end up in the same chow hall together. Now you can put hands on it. You might not get the opportunity on the yard because he's not on the same yard with you, but there he is in the chow hall. Tensions also run high in chow halls. A lot of gossiping goes on. Days of Our Lives, General Hospital type shit. Novellas in the chow hall. Dudes staring, mean mugging, catching eye contact in the chow hall. Bumping into somebody, brushing into somebody, not saying excuse me, cutting the line. All these things can lead to fights in the chow hall. There's always an officer in there. He may not be paying attention, but as soon as a fight breaks out, everybody kind of gets quiet and all you hear is the fight. And everybody looks in that direction, and so does the guard. Now your dumb ass is going to the hole. Seen a couple fights in the visiting room. The visiting room. Stupidest place you could ever fight, because the guards are on alert. They're sitting, they're watching. They're trying to make sure you ain't trying to stick anything where it ain't belong. That girl that came to see you ain't got anything she ain't supposed to have. They're trying to make sure that y'all ain't over there trying to get on some R. Kelly bump and grind when ain't nobody looking. So you definitely don't want to get to fighting in there. Safest places to fight, the cell. The cell being probably number one. Now, there are some downsides to the cell. If you fight somebody in your cell and you hurt them, their blood is now all in your cell. Your cell has just become a crime scene. But you know the cell like the back of your hand. You know nobody else is in there. You know what's in there. That is your home. That is the number one choice of places to fight in prison. Now, let's get into why we're doing this. We have a dude show up where I was at back in, maybe, I was probably 3-4 years into my bid. Big ass dude with a big ass diamond tattooed on the side of his face. When he showed up, didn't look timid, didn't look scared, walked in the pod with his bags, went in his cell, came out and just started talking to people immediately, right? Comes over to me, discusses some tattoos. Like I said, he just got there. I think he just come from the jail, receiving, whatever it was. He hadn't been locked up maybe 2 years. Comes over to me a couple days later, discusses getting some tattoos. And he's a dark-skinned dude. That's when I noticed he's got a big-ass diamond tattooed on the side of his face. You ever seen somebody that was so black that you can barely see their tattoos? He was one of those dudes. Shout out to all the extremely black dudes, right? Well, it wouldn't be long after me and him discussed that, I see the dudes that he's kicking it with. They come over and they start getting diamond tattoos. Dudes are getting big diamonds on the top of their hands. Dudes are getting diamonds on their faces. Dudes are getting diamonds on the neck. These dudes are getting all these different diamonds, and it's all the dudes he's kicking it with. It draws my attention because I know if they're all getting pretty much the same pattern, the same style diamond, I do enough gang tattoos to know. If I'm doing 5-point stars, I'm tattooing bloods. If I'm doing 6-point stars, I'm tattooing such and such. If I'm doing this, I know the gang tattoos, right? I ain't never seen people get diamonds. I got diamonds tattooed on me. I've had them forever. Not related to what they got going on. This is way before, right? Other dudes notice that all these dudes got these diamonds on them. They're doing gang handshakes, making gang calls, certain calls they notify each other with. These are Mad Stone Bloods. I'd never heard of a Mad Stone Blood. I don't think anybody had ever heard of a Mad Stone Blood. But the Bloods now, caught wind that this dude is in there and he's recruiting all these other dudes. He's some high-ranking Mad Stone Blood. The yard is a place that fights, stabbings take place on sporadically. It is known to go down on the yard. If you want somebody, there his ass is, go get him. You're wide out in the open. So that's a place you're going to see a lot of fights, and a lot of violence take places on the yard. Plus, it's hot in the summertime. You're sweaty. Your tolerance for bullshit is real short. We come out one day like any other day, and now about 2 months have passed since this dude came in. Red Bull, pause. Now about 2 months have passed since this dude came in. He's not the only Mad Stone Blood now. There's a whole squad of these fuckers. And I mean a squad, like, their numbers piled up really, really fast. And dude was, I ain't gonna say he was a likable character, but when it came to being a gang member, he was definitely a leader. He had told all these dudes their knowledge and let them know where he was from. Dude's actually from New York, passed through Virginia, headed back to New York, gets locked up, gets sent to prison in Virginia, right? We come out on the yard like any other day, going to do our routine. We didn't have the weight, so we were just walking the track, talking, smoking, just being locked the fuck up on the yard. I look over, whole bunch of blood standing over there, whole bunch of blood standing over there. You got Bloods over there. You got 9 Trays, Brim Gang, Bounty Hunters, all these different sets of Bloods within themselves talking, and then they all merge into one and start talking. Meanwhile, you've got all these Mad Stone Bloods standing over there, and they're congregating. And I'm looking, I'm like, damn, them dudes piled up fast, man. They got a good amount of numbers. And the dude was smart. The dudes, he didn't just recruit anybody. A bunch of the dudes he had with him were straight savages. Young boys with a lot of time. Dudes that, some of these youngins ain't never going home. And if they do go home, they'll be walking with a cane when they leave up out of there. That type of amount of time. You know what I mean? I'm talking 60, 70 years. Might as well just get a youngin' life. 21 years old with a 70-year sentence. 91. Chances of him making out slim to none. I'm looking, I'm like, okay, you got all of them there. Now you got these other 3 sets all clicked up together talking. Shit don't look good, right? One of the main dudes from over there, they don't all go over there. Walks over to where they're at and asks the big dude, hey, let me holler at you, man. Walk the, you should say, spin the track with me. Spin the track with me real quick, man. I need to holler at you. So they get to walking. We don't hear anything they're saying, but we see them walking. Nothing happens. They all disperse. Actually, guards come out there. If the guards see you congregated like that, they're going to break it up. They're walking down the fence line. They see a big group of people. Hey, y'all go ahead and disperse, man. Break off. Don't be standing there piled up like that. Now, you're going to listen to them when they say that. You're not going to argue. You're not going to crash out, because if something does transpire, you need the numbers. They need to have as many of their members as possible. And the last thing they want to do is get to argue with this guard about hanging out together, and some of them get locked up and lessen their numbers so if shit goes down. These dudes walk the track for a while together, and they split in separate directions. The one thing I noticed is they didn't pound it up. They didn't shake hands. They didn't do nothing. It was just kind of like they peeled off. He goes back over, talks to a couple of his homeboys. Now the groups have split up. They're slowly starting to get back together. Dude goes over, their group starts to get back together, and they're discussing it. And I can remember, all I can think is, man, this is bad. This shit's gonna go down on the yard today. I'm not trying to be out here for this stupid shit, because they're gonna lock everything down out there. Everybody becomes part of the investigation. If people get stabbed, everybody gets questioned. I'd rather just be in the building. Not to mention, if you got beef with somebody on that yard and they want to get at you, now is prime time. Now is the time to get at your ass, because there's so much chaos going on that if you and the next man got some type of problem that's unresolved and he wants to run up and stick a knife in the side of your neck, you're just one of God knows how many people that got poked, stabbed, or beat up out there. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody wants to get at you, they can get at you. So it's really nerve-wracking. Plus, to see that amount of violence at once is like a sensory overload. Even though you've seen it before, it's just something you never really prepared for or want any parts of unless you have to. We all go back in. Wreck ends. Nothing happens. Tell my cellmate, I said, yo, shit's about to go down, man. He's like, what's going on? He didn't go outside. I explained to him. He's like, yeah, I kind of been seeing it. You know what I mean? Like, I see the dudes talking in the chow hall, walking down the boulevard talking. A couple of little dudes clicked up. I be overhearing shit. Right in front of my cell is the sports TV. There's 3 benches right there. Long blue benches that sit right in front of my cell, where the gang members are known to congregate. Dudes go sit far away from the control booth, kind of out of view. You would think dudes would be smart enough not to talk loud But dudes don't really care about people overhearing them. They're just talking a normal conversation. And my cell door is literally maybe 9-10 feet from the edge of the first bench they're sitting on. So I'm always overhear them talking, right? The little blood dudes out there, these little, the brimstone dudes are, I said brimstone. The Mad Stone dudes are talking about some, man, these dudes, one dude to come up with paperwork and they talking about they need to check this and check that. And until then, we can't be claiming nothing. Like, we ain't with that shit. Like, he needs to, we got to put in work. Something's got to happen. So now they're kind of going back and forth with the main dude without really getting greasy with him, but just kind of questioning his position. Like, yo, we're down for this shit. You say it's real. They're saying it's not. What we gonna do? Dude agrees that he's gonna go upstairs and talk to the main dude that he talked to the other day. But he's like, I'm gonna go up there and rumble him. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna hit him up, let him know, look, you ain't gotta come down here. We ain't gotta go do it on the yard. I'll come up this evening after Chow, come to your cell. We'll rumble, man. Like, I'm telling you, this is a real set. I'm straight from New York. This shit straight out of New York. Everybody under me is legit. I'm coming up there after Chow and we're gonna rumble, right? Everybody knows it. We over here, I'm sitting on the bench talking about it. All right, today after lunch, when he comes back in, everybody comes back in through that door instead of him just coming into our pod. And you got to go up this staircase. The staircase, I cannot explain to you enough, is one of the safest but most deadliest places you can get into with somebody. There are no cameras. The guards take an elevator to the 3rd and 4th floor. Inmates that live up there have to go up this staircase. Very seldom do you see a guard in that staircase. If somebody wants you when you're in that staircase like they got Mo, your ass is done for. We all go to Chow. They tell our building clear out so the next building come in. We're leaving out. And I see the big dude go ahead and head up the staircase. A couple of little blood dudes are going to go with him. He tells them, nah. Y'all stay down here, man. I got it. Y'all be down in a minute. We all go into our pod. It's maybe 4 or 5 minutes later. You always got scragglers, like the last ones that come back to Chow to come in. You might get 4 or 5 guys at the gate. They open the gate, let you through into where you live. Then it might be a group of 15. They open the gate, let them through into where you live. Dude's coming in, but he ain't got his blue shirt on. You always got to wear this button-up blue shirt. He's just got the white shirt on. He's got the blue shirt balled up in his hand. He done went upstairs is what we're all thinking. He done went up there, got it in. Most likely there's blood on the blue shirt. That's why he took it off and he's just got the white shirt on now, right? He comes on in. I see all the little stone dudes congregate down to his cell. They're all getting hype. So I'm thinking, all right, he went up there and fought, got his point across. They're going to have to respect him, give him some more time to pull up. They get this paperwork or whatever they need to do to prove this set is real, right? They all come and sit on the bench. And they get to start talking, and they come in screaming. Here comes the guards. Lock down, everybody, lock down. We all go into our cells. Well, before we head into our cells, them dudes are sitting there talking. I hear the one dude say, man, he said he stuck the shit out of dude. Dude screamed, and the other 2 dudes took off running. He's done went into the staircase, was headed to the 3rd floor to fight the big dude, and the big dude took 3 of his soldiers and put him in the staircase. Told him, fuck him up in the staircase. Stab him up, beat him up, do what y'all gotta do. He ain't coming up here to fight me. He ain't got no real rank. We don't believe that's a real game. Get at him in the staircase. They come through and they go cell to cell. Been on lock now for a better part of 4, maybe 5 days. Searching for weapons. Searching for signs of bodily injury. Searching for clothes that might have blood on them. Dude's done disposed of the blue shirt. He doesn't have the blue shirt no more. There's no evidence. He's done got rid of the knife. They come in and start questioning people. Gang members. That's the ones they're questioning. Not questioning me. My cellie at the time wasn't gang affiliated. Anybody that's STG, security threat group, that you're labeled a gang member, they're going and pulling you out. Investigators are questioning them, right? Nobody gets locked up. We come off lock. Dudes all congregate down there at the bench. Big dude comes down there and starts telling them. He says, man, motherfuckers wasn't ready. He said, I knew, dude was either, he said he's got more of his homeboys upstairs. You think I'm just going to go up there without a knife? Go in that cell with him and you think they're just going to let me fight? Our law is that if something happens, one rides, we all ride. He said, exactly how they rock. Their blood too. If one of them rides, all of them gonna ride. So they're not gonna let me go in there and fight, dude. I knew that going up there. I was going to, if they would have let me, but I knew to take a knife with me. Dude said as soon as he gets in the staircase and he winds the second staircase and is going up the third set of stairs to go to the third floor, dude just waiting on him. They rush him. The first dude pulls his knife. He said, that's the dude he's stuck. He said, dude pulled his knife. And then the big dude said he pulled his knife, and dude like kind of got scared, like really wasn't about that life. And the big dude just stuck him. One good time. Said dude screamed, dropped the knife, turned around and ran. His two homeboys turned around and ran. Dude dipped, come back down the staircase, got dude's blood all over him after he stabbed him. Got rid of the weapon, got rid of the shirt. Nobody went to jail. A whole lot happened after this. We're going to save that for another story on how that gang was validated, how it went down, because it got greasy after that staircase stabbing. But yes, the staircase is one of the most deadliest places in the penitentiary. It's a place where guards don't visit much, cameras don't work, and if you have to go up or go down and somebody wants you, it's going to go down. Let's get into the next story. Now, most prisons have what's called controlled movement. Controlled movement is when something takes place, whether it be everybody exit that has a job and go to work. That's movement. School call. Anybody that goes to any type of college courses, trade courses, things they offer in prison, you leave. They do all this at one time. They call all the workers, all the people going to school. It's called movement. First call for movement. So if you got work in the morning, you got school in the morning, then they call you all out at the same time. That is the one time when the most people are going to mix next to being on the rec yard or in the chow hall. All the buildings let out at the same time. You all walk down this long stretch of sidewalk, and whatever direction you're headed, if you're going to this part of that building or this part, then there's a long hallway inside this massive long building that's got all these different classrooms. It's got a huge warehouse where guys work all day long. You got all your different trades. You got visiting rooms over there. You got the gym down at the end. You got all these different rooms set off in this big building. So when they call that movement, that hall becomes congested. The guards are, hey, y'all keep it moving. Don't stand and talk. Keep going. Keep going. Stay in line. Keep talking. Keep going. But guys don't always listen. Guys are going to stop and congregate. You don't see a lot of fights jump off there because there's rooms you can dip off into and fight in a lot of times that there won't be a teacher in if the teacher's not there yet. That's not a place you want to get to fighting. Most times, those cameras in that hallway work because that hallway sees a lot of traffic. My maintenance shop was situated over there, and I know the cameras work because they were suspecting people for smuggling stuff out the maintenance shop and trying to run back cameras and this and that, you know, on this investigation one time I got caught up in. So I know those cameras work. Well, I took a trade over there. We're just gonna call him Z, was my plumbing teacher. That's where I got certified in plumbing. I also got certified in electrical at Greensville. We called him Mr. Z. Z was actually his name. It was short for what his name was, just easier to say Z. Got a whole bunch of dudes in there. We have a morning class, then we have an evening class, and then on special occasions, like I got certified for OSHA. For y'all that know what OSHA is, it's like occupational safety hazard awareness, something like that. It's a course you need for construction to show that you know the safeties of construction. That class was held at night. So he would have his morning class, and then after lunch he would have a completely different class. Well, I was in the after lunch class. I would work in the mornings, then 3 days a week I would go over to Mr. Z's office, to his, you know, big ass classroom, and do my, you know, plumbing routine. Well, they had a mocked up bathroom. Now this is a bathroom that's been framed inside of this classroom. This is a big room, framed up with 2x4s, and it's got like pipes running through the, you know, through the inside of the walls, and you got your stub outs and all these different pipes coming in, and that's where guys would learn. Then we had tables set up where you learn how to, you know, sweat pipes, how you learn how to deal with threaded pipes, how you learn how to thread pipes, all these different things that take place when you need to know how to plumb, right? Well, with the mock-up setting of this bathroom, they didn't nail it together. They used these L brackets to attach the 2x4s that pretty much make this fake room. This room doesn't function. There's no drywall. It's just a square framed up room with these, you know, pipes running into it. With it having these L brackets, these L brackets connect the 2x4s together. And they put 2 screws in it, and it holds them up. You know what I mean? That's how the whole wall is built. Every 2x4 that's in there has got an L bracket in it, 2 screws, and so on and so on. Seemed like a good idea. What they didn't take into consideration is that there's tools in here. So if somebody wants to take a screwdriver, a Phillips head, and remove those 4 screws, take that L bracket and bend it out, and then go sharpen it, you've now got a knife. We all come to the classroom one day, and we walk in, the investigator is standing in there, and there's like 3 guards in there, and they're all over there looking at this mock-up. We're figuring, like, what the hell's going on? As we come in, they tell us, y'all go ahead and have a seat like usual. Don't leave, go ahead and sit down. As we're all coming in, we sit down. They get everybody in the classroom. I hear them, they go on the radio, go ahead and go conduct y'all search. While they have us in the classroom, they go tear our cells up. Go search through our cells, rip them to pieces. I mean, just dump everything out, look through the mats, look through our mail, dump our clothes out, our commissary. Somebody's been stealing these damn L brackets off these boards. Teacher leans on one of the 2x4s, it shifts. Shouldn't have shifted, it's secured. Looks, a bunch of L brackets are gone. That means now there's a bunch of new knives floating around the compound. They question all of us, strip search all of us. Don't find no knives in nobody's cells. We've been locked in this classroom the whole time. They're over there searching our cells, which is stupid, because if they would have found something in my cell and I wasn't there, I'd have beat the charge. You can't say that was mine. I wasn't even there. I didn't see you find it. My cellie could have brought that in. Anybody could have brought that in. Not that you ever implicate your cellie. Don't do that. But dudes will. To get out of a charge, you'll be like, how you know it ain't belong to him? How you know that dude ain't put it in here? How you know the officer ain't put it in here? If you're not present when they find it, a lot of times you can beat the charge, right? So they go ahead and leave out. All right, they done wasted half our period now. Half the class is gone because we're just sitting there being questioned. They're asking us questions. And did anybody? No, we didn't see nothing. Nobody in here better speak up and say anything. Teacher tells us, y'all just sit and do book work. One of y'all's been stealing out of here. Y'all got a lot of pressure on me. Now we're going to have to nail all the wood together. They're going to pull all the L brackets. Class is going to be out of session for a couple of days because of this. Thank you to whoever did it. We're going about our business. I tell my boss at work, I said, look, I can work after lunch now, man, until they finish framing up this room, because Mr. Zia said he don't want nobody over there. He's kind of pissed. Somebody stole some L brackets off of some 2x4s, right? We come back in, and it's like nothing ever happened. Mr. Z's back to his normal self. Maybe a week has passed now, and they've got these guys over there, and they framed up these walls. 2 dudes get to arguing. They're over there messing with the plumbing. The one dude's trying to explain something to the other dude, and I guess the one dude confronts the other dude, tells him, oh, fuck, I know you was the one taking the brackets. I had to sit in that hot-ass cell all week because of you. Why you doing dumb shit, blah, blah, blah. Dude checks him. What about the fuck I'm doing? They get to where they're about to fight in the middle of the class. Mr. Z calls the officers in. What's going on? Ain't nothing, man. We just joking around. They're not joking around. They was getting ready to fight till I stepped in between them, right? You think everything's dead, but you know this being prison, everything doesn't just end with an argument. The man just called the other man names. Y'all done went back and forth. You a pussy, you a bitch, I'll slap you. It's not going to stop there. This is all over some metal pieces that were on wood. The one dude shouldn't have gave a shit what the other dude took off the wood. This is prison, where somebody sees an opportunity to do something, they're going to do it. He was dead wrong for getting mad at that dude for taking them pieces of metal and making shanks out of them. That ain't got shit to do with you. So what if you got stuck in your cell? You don't know why he needed that. Maybe he needed to make some money. Maybe he needed the protection. You don't know. Mind your business. But now you done spoke on it to him, and they're getting ready to get to fighting, because dude is pretty much more or less, oh, fuck you worried about what I'm doing. And stop talking about it before somebody overhears it, right? Now the officer stays in the room for the rest of the period. Hour and a half straight now. We've got an officer posted up in there, just leaned on the back wall, just watching everybody. Mr. Z has told the 2 dudes that were over there, separate. Hey, you on the pipe threader? You go over there with him. He's going to teach you how to saw the pipes. Hey, you that likes to argue? You go over there with him. He's going to teach you how to thread pipes. Y'all 2 switch partners. Y'all can't work together no more. That's dead. I know this shit's going to end bad, just because the only reason it didn't go south real fast, there was an officer right in the hallway. As soon as he called it, the officer stepped in the room like, what's the problem, before these 2 could go at it, right? Here's where the problem at hand falls. These 2 guys only see each other either in that hallway or in that classroom because they live in separate buildings. This is on a Monday. Tuesday, we don't go to school. We come back Wednesday. We all go to class, and during class, they're saying little shit to each other, and it's leading up to what's going to happen. Dude's telling dude, you a pussy. You won't see me. Bring your ass down to the gym. Come down to the gym. The gym in the daytime is deserted. There's nobody down there. The only time you see anybody down there is when they're getting the coolers to fill up with ice and water to take out onto the rec yard, or they might be getting some pads or something. But 99.9% of the times in the daytime, there is nobody in the gym. So if you and another dude want to go down into the gym and get a friendly fight on real quick, y'all can do it. Open the doors, go in there, fight. When nobody's looking, open the door and slide back out like nothing ever happened, right? Dude takes him up on his offer, which was stupid. Why would you accept the offer to fight the man that stole the metal that made knives? Knowing 100% he's got shanks. I know he's got a shank. If he's calling me down to the gym and we all just got in trouble because he stole this metal and we know he's making knives out of them, it's 100% chance that if he's calling me down there, he's got a knife on him. Me personally, I'd have skipped on that day. Not going down there hand-to-hand combat with this man, and it's not hand-to-hand, it's hand-to-knife. But dude, nah. They done had too many words now. Everybody done seen them get into it. He feels type of way. Yeah, we're going, after class, go down to the gym. We'll fade in the gym. We'll fight in the gym. They hit the bell. Everybody leaves. Instead of them breaking off towards our building, the one dude goes down the hallway, goes ahead and goes in the gym. The other dude goes in the gym. Now, in the back of the gym, there's a room that's got these two doors that you can just jerk them and they'll open. And inside of there, there's old weight equipment, rolled up mats, old mattresses, things like that that the penitentiary uses as storage. Dude that accepted the offer that ain't got no knife goes down to the gym first and is waiting on dude. The dude that we know has got a knife heads on down there. He gives it 3-4 minutes and nobody sees them go in the gym at the same time. That's how you got to do it so you keep from getting caught. Let me explain this to you. All that talk dudes do, a lot of time, is just talk. It's a scare tactic. You know, somebody will get all rah, rah, rah to try to intimidate you, to keep you from doing anything to him. If you can intimidate a man with words, you've already won the battle without getting physical. That's what dude tried to do with the dude that had the knife, thinking he could get, you know, just ball his face up, make little comments and scare him. He's down there waiting on dude. Dude goes down there, goes in the gym. I done went back to my building. We're standing in there. Here it goes again. Locked down. This shit never gets old. You never get used to it. It's just kind of like, we're going back on lock. All the officers, 2 officers in the control booth. One takes off and leaves. We're all in our cells, don't know what's going on. Isolated incident. It's great when it's an isolated incident and they get both parties right there, because then we come straight back off lock. That evening, we come off lock. Go to Chow, we start hearing what happened. Old boy's down there waiting on dude to show up. Dude shows up. Goes in there, tells him, let's take it to the back in case anybody comes in. You know what I mean? We'll go in the back and fight. What's up? Dude says, all right. Stabs dude 3 times in the back. Goes to stab him the 4th time, gets the blade in, and dude snatches away from him and runs. Runs from him after being stabbed 3 times with his damn knife in his back. Runs out the gym, down the hallway, and screams for the officer. Tells the officer everything that happened. We got to arguing over the metal that he was stealing. He made knives. That's what the whole altercation was over. We went down to the gym. Dude stabbed me in my back. Knife still in his back. They come in, take the dude that stabbed him, hit him with street charges. That's why dudes are quicker to fight in Virginia than they are to stab. It's not like Florida or Cali where you just get sent off. Here you're going to get sent to what we call the mountains, because that's where they have the max custody prisons that are 23-1. It's way off in the mountains. They're going to ship you to the mountains. But prior to that, you are going back to court. You are going back in front of the judge. So if you're in there for 25 years for hurting somebody, a robbery, a shooting, a malicious wounding, a stabbing, some of that nature, and then you stab somebody in prison, you're going back in front of a judge as a violent offender, a violent inmate that just stabbed somebody again. Do it ultimately, go back to court, don't know what happened from there, and get sent off to the mountains. The dude that told the guard, that ran down the hallway and told the guard, everybody heard him tell the guard exactly what happened as he's panicking with his knife in the back. Dude stole the metal at the plumbing shop, stabbed me all in my back. Oh, help me, stab me in my back in the gym. Yeah, his name's such and such. Yeah, no, he probably went back to his building. Gym's a dangerous place. Nobody was in there but him and the man that had them shanks. Should have minded his damn business and should not have went in that gym without a weapon. Come out there with that knife hanging out your back, running around like, you know what I mean? Like, where do people do that at, man? Crazy ass shit. So that was 2 of the most dangerous places inside the prison. 2 of the places that if you're looking to get at somebody, or somebody's looking to get at you, that it can get done and they can get away with it. You need to avoid these things. Avoid the life of crime. Avoid trying to be cool. Avoid what your homeboys are doing. You don't want to be that dude with the knife in his back. You don't want to be none of them dudes. You want to be at home raising your kid, or be at home taking orders from your mom and dad. Grow old. My biggest fear growing up was being square, just being a regular dude. You know what I come to find out while I was in prison? You know what regular dudes do while you're in prison? They enjoy their life and they smash your girl. Facts. Stay free, stay out the streets, stay away from crime. Once again, merch is out, new merch is uploading daily. I got 4 or 5 more pieces I'm gonna put together in the next few weeks. Got a Halloween line that's gonna be coming out. It's gonna be off the chain. You know, Halloween, Jason, some 80s horror movies, all that stuff is my favorite. I love it, I love it, I love it. I can't get enough of it. Make sure you check out the link. Go to the community yesterday. I posted some of the merch. Click on the tab, go look at that. So yeah, most dangerous places in prison. Places you don't want to get caught slipping, but dudes do every day. We'll do a part 2. I got plenty more stories that relate to exactly what we just finished talking about. But I got to get back to work now. Happy Monday to everybody. I love all y'all. Appreciate everybody that smashes out the Lewinsky's in the comment section. You know, everybody loves smashing Lewinsky. But anyways, these detention centers, jails, prisons, they're all just crazier worlds inside of these already crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to keep y'all entertained. Are you not entertained? And like always, this is Jay Williams, Let's Live Life. And to all my real ones, and there are some real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. Y'all know how we do, man. Salute.